And again, I want to address this thing here, and as I just got through stating earlier concerning the fraud and stuff on the courts and how that the courts had appealed my case that never was reopened or submitted, as I stated earlier. Well, they, and that was back in, like I said, April the 18th of 2017 here when they just submitted this here thing here. And when I addressed this here thing, they came. Here's another legal document they sent me here, May the 3rd of 2017. And guess who they blamed for this type of, you know, I guess, error? They got here, they claiming that it was a clerical error. I'm going to read what the United States Court of Appeal for the 8th Circuit, they sent me this here letter to try to clear up what they have done here and concerning submitting a case that wasn't even reopened. And this is what they got down here concerning this here, concerning regarding case 17-1817, which is a new case number and all in new jurisdiction and so forth. Robert Dupree rather, versus Lamar Advertisers. They got, please notice the change in the caption in this case. Due to a clerical error. Read that one again. Due to a clerical error, appellees Hal Kilsall, Lamar's Advertisers of Kansas City, Missouri, and Robert Fissler were omitted at case opening. So they're trying to make it appear like, oh, well, no one knew anything about this here. This was just a clerical error, and so on. Well, I'm still waiting to hear what they have to say afterwards. And like I said, and when I presented my case and concerning, my response, as I stated previously, and the motion in strong opposition against the appeal from the United States District Court for the Western District of Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and the case number is 415 CV 00629 GAF, say to the United States Court of Appeals for the 8th Circuit, which was dated April the 18th, 2017, and given this cool new case number that I just stated here regarding 17-1817. And how that I demanded that this case be reinstated into the court of its jurisdiction, which would be the United States District Court down here in the Kansas City area, and demand it goes before a juror. So now they're trying to say that it was a clerical error. No. And when I addressed it, some of these things here prior to them sending me this here, also made it clear to the United States district attorneys and things around up over here, and the Department of Justice, to take a thorough and full investigation concerning this matter. Well, I got a response from the United States District Court and the acting attorneys and the U.S. Department of Justice and everything. They sent me a letter regarding this here, and I tell you, this is what they had said regarding my letter that I had sent to them concerning them investigating a lot of the matter that was sent February from me, February the 6th, 2016. Well, this is their corresponding response to this here. This is in correspondence to a complaint you had hand-delivered to the United States District Attorney's Office for the Western District of Missouri. Okay, and the U.S. Attorney's Office on or about February 6, 2017. Okay, here it goes, neither the Department of Justice nor the U.S. Attorney's Office is able to pursue every complaint we receive. But after, say, a review of the matter you have raised, the U.S. Attorney's Office have decided to not initiate an investigation of the allegations you have made. Why? This is why. And our decision not to initiate an investigation, say, do not affect your rights to seek correspondence on this matter you have alleged. In general, the Department of Justice and the the U.S. Attorney's Office represents the interests of the United States, say when it enforces federal laws. To be clear, this is what they said. To be clear, neither the Department of Justice nor the U.S. Department of the Attorneys, say office, represents complaints as their attorneys. Let me read this one again to back up on this here. Neither do the Department of Justice nor the U.S. Attorney's Office represents complainants as their attorneys in investigating our litigations. And so, and it got here, speaking about the local and the state bar association may be able to provide you with names and private attorneys and alternative disputes and resolutions and so forth and so forth. So in other words, the U.S. Department of Justice, who has a responsibility and the right to make sure that they're supposed to investigate this type of criminal activity and involvement and stuff, they just blatantly came out and said, well, they're not going to do it. They just ain't going to do it. And why? They alleged that, well, they don't represent me as, since I'm the complainant, well, they're not representing me as their clients. So, they just represent the best interests of the court and so forth and enforcing federal laws. But in other words, since I'm not their clients, well, they're not going to represent me. Come on. And so they talking about there's other resolutions and private attorneys and so forth and disputes and, well, however. They, according to law, they're supposed to look into this type of stuff when complaints and things have been made in regarding to criminal acts and stuff behind the color of law. Yes, I'm fully aware that this is what the Department of Justice is supposed to be doing in the Civil Rights Division or in the Criminal Division. So, however, this is a letter from the United States District Court downtown here in the Kansas City area, and the acting attorneys and the letter here also representing from the U.S. Department of Justice about what they're not going to do. So my point is, when this type of criminal act or behavior and stuff is going on behind the walls of the courts and the color of law and so forth, well, I mean, if we're not getting our rights upheld by individuals who're supposed to be upholding the law, who are in position to uphold the law, which they have sworn to do and have sworn for the rights of the people according to the law, well then come on. Where do our rights stand? What, in the regards of our Missouri Constitution and things, about the government of right, or the constitutional government, who's supposed to uphold the laws and the rights and things around up over. But you have certain people who just want to pervert the law and do whatever it is they want. Well, then, where would justice stand at? So, however, and this, like I said, after receiving this letter here, they just boldly stating about what they're not going to do and not going to investigate. Come on. So, however, this type of injustice still need to be dealt with and looked into. And through the grace of God, well, until the Lord tell me different, I'm going to continue to pursue seeking justice and what's right to uphold, to be upheld.